So this is my birth story, how God used fundal massage to actually bring about an early detection of what would have been fatal. So I took in last year, and this is 2 years after, that was 2 years after my first son. And throughout the whole checkups, visits, all the assessments, everything was good. But the doctors were concerned because my first son actually came out weighing very low. I think my first son weighed 2.3 or 2.5. I'm not so sure there. 2 point something kg at birth. And this is someone that actually stayed 40 plus weeks. Yes, 40 plus weeks. And he came out really small. But before a month, he kept on getting bigger and bigger. So there was no more concern there. So when I took in for this one, second one, that was when the doctors actually highlighted that my first son's birth weight is actually a concern, that is not supposed to be. So they kept monitoring this one. So they gave me more scans to do. Like at some point, they'll send me to another x-ray to check how the baby is growing, because they wanted to know why baby actually came out small, and if he had any underlying health, if I had any underlying health condition that was making them not get enough food in the stomach. So I was placed on the baby aspirin, and that was what I was taking. So as the pregnancy progressed, they were seeing, oh, this baby is actually getting big, so it was no longer a concern for them. But on the other hand, it now became a concern for me, because I didn't want a tear. Thankfully, the first one came out, he was small, and I didn't have any tear. So this second one, they told me was getting big. I said, oh no, please, I don't want any tear, please. So they actually gave me the option of choosing to be induced, maybe from 37 weeks or so. So I think that was what I actually accepted. I said, you know what, because even for my first child, I was induced to have him. So I said, okay, this one, I'd rather go for the same induction, which I did at 37 weeks and some days, almost 38 weeks. So that was when I booked it for the induction, and then baby was already 3.5 kg as at then. I was like, it's okay, you've grown enough, come out to the world and continue the growth. So during that day I went in to be induced, and because it wasn't up to my EDD yet, which was one of my scare, they would actually put the insertion and send you back home. Though I didn't want it, because I said, oh my God, I don't want that pain. Because my first son, immediately I came, because it was already past my EDD, it was like, you must have that baby that day. So even when I was induced, I was given hospital bed immediately, and everything progressed from there. So this one, because they were not even so concerned, that you mustn't have it that day, it's not your EDD. So they placed the inserts and asked me to go home and come back in 7 hours. And that 7 hours, it should be around, I think, 7 a.m. Yeah, the next day on Saturday. This was happening on Friday. So, okay, I went back home. I really wasn't feeling much of the pain from the contraction, but towards midnight, the contraction started. Yeah, but I was still able to manage it till the next morning. I did not even wait. Like, I told myself, oh yeah, start going to the hospital. So we went to the hospital. They checked. I was just about, even 3 centimeter or 4 centimeter dilated. I was like, oh my goodness. And they didn't even have bed space for me yet. So they kept me in the triage area and waiting for a bed space to be available. After some time, oh my God, the pain was coming up. I was like, nurse, please, you have anything to give me? Because they said they couldn't give me a epidural because I was in on the triage till I get a bed, in the main delivery side before I can be given a epidural. So they actually ended up giving me morphine. Oh, that was when I was able to breathe a bit, and sleep in between here and there. When I was finally given a room, I was still about 4 centimeter dilated. I was like, what in the world? But thankfully it progressed so much that before I knew it, I was already 8.5. I was like, yes, we're coming down. So it got to the time of delivery, everything just went so successful. And thankfully I didn't have it. Okay, even when the doctor was telling me to push, and that was when I actually knew that you need strength to push this push. During my first delivery for my first son, because he was small, I felt that was, oh, is this it? I really didn't lose breath or energy. I was able to push him in no time. But this one, he was, I think, like 3.5 kg. So, oh my God, when they say push, that was when I knew I need strength. Oh my Jesus. I said, Jesus, give me strength. Jesus, give me strength. Because I hadn't eaten all day. I had only sandwich, I guess. I really was in need of strength. But thank God, God helped me. The baby came out, and to the glory of God. Also, that was when, during the fundal massage, the nurse was able to find out that, oh, why is your ovaries not going down or contracting or whatever they call it? And they were able to detect that something is not right here, because the moment she pushes on my stomach, lumps of blood will still be coming out. And then the doctor had already left. I had already started attending to other people and all, but thankfully, that I still say today, that nurse was actually an angel. She was able to detect it because she kept on checking. Like, by the second time or third time she still pressed and saw the amount of blood coming out, she alerted the doctors. The doctor came. The nurses all rushed back in again. They started looking for another IV line for me. The doctor went in and was like, "We got." Oh my! I was begging the doctor. I said, "Doctor, please allow me to breathe." She was like, "No, darling, this is not the time to hurry. We gotta do this." Oh my God, I was really losing breath then. But I'm just so thankful, because that is, looking back on that journey, was a testimony. It was a testimony. So everything was cleared out. The whole, like, I lost quite a lot of blood, but I was given IV infusion. But even after that, as they were about discharging the next day, I said, I'm not still feeling okay. I'm not still feeling okay. I was feeling so weak. Oh my God, I couldn't even walk. Like, I was feeling not just okay, but so they gave me the option of having a blood transfusion, and told me the side effects of it. I was like, or they gave me the option that since they've already given me an IV infusion, that it would take about 3 weeks, for my strength to come up gradually, for the IV to infusion to kick in. I said, okay, I'll rather go with that. That was what I went for. So coming back with my baby, I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't do much. So thankful for the community we have here. People made food, because that was the last thing I could do, to stand up and do anything. People brought food. My husband was just taking care of everything. Our first son. So the only job I had was to breastfeed. And yeah, we will be 5 weeks next week, and I'm so thankful for the journey so far. Thank God for quick recovery. That's a very big testimony there. So we'll see how the journey goes from here. Let me know if you could relate with this story, or you could also share your story. Let's all hear it, and encourage one another. So bye.